Hey everybody, I'm meteorologist Gavin Sandell. Well, Mother Nature throws the whole deck of cards at us over the winter season, and this includes all forms of precipitation as well. From rain to snow to sleet, even freezing rain and graupel. Let's see where it all comes from, and it has to do with something called a warm nose, which I will talk at very big lengths of, and basically the division between cold air and warm air at a little bit of elevation above the surface. So to start, typically the atmosphere declines in temperature as you go up in elevation. And what I'm going to show here over the next couple slides is a graph between temperature and elevation. Let's say that you have a column of air above you, and this line depicts what the column of air is. So as you're at the surface, maybe the temperature is a little bit above 32, but you're declining as you go up in elevation. And in this case, lots of cold air is behind the 32-degree mark. It's a lot of freezing air. So in this case, even if temperatures can be a little bit above 32, snowfall will result because there's no real warm air that's melting the snow. So now let's introduce this thing called a warm nose. It's a period of about 1,000 to 3,000 feet above the surface, and just a little bit of a nudge above freezing could melt the snowflakes just a little bit. But remember, there's a little bit of cold air underneath that. So once it gets partially melted, it refreezes just before it gets to the surface, and if it refreezes enough, it turns into sleet, which is a little bit of an icy mix of snow and rain. So now let's increase this warm nose just a little bit further in terms of depth and strength as well. If you increase it, you decrease the time that it refreezes. It completely melts into water, and it doesn't freeze at all. But the temperature, remember, is still below 32 degrees at the surface. When this happens, it can't melt, it turns into rain, but it freezes on contact in terms of freezing rain. I'll mention how impactful this is in just a moment, but as always, when you have temperatures above 32 for the entire column, that's how you get just plain old rain. So sleet and freezing rain, those are the two things that are very hard to forecast, and by far the most dangerous one is freezing rain, just because of how really deceiving it could be. And it just falls, it really is just a sheet of ice on the ground. And typically when we see north of about 1/10 of an inch, then that's when you get the impacts. Windshields can be coated, bridges can be slippery. Any form of travel is very, very bad. Once you get above 1/4 of an inch, even 1/2 of an inch as well, that's when you start having electricity problems. Some wires can break from the real weight of the ice, and then also tree limbs as well, just making travel come to a snarl. So this is something that is really hard to forecast. But there's another one, a fifth type of precipitation that comes in the winter. A little tough though to find. It's called graupel. It's almost a mix between sleet and hail, but it forms under very different circumstances. It starts as snow, as it does with every single other one, but then it falls through a layer of what's called supercooled water droplets. Those droplets below 32 degrees, but they stay liquid form. When they hit that droplet though, it freezes on contact. So it forms sort of a ball that you see on the left of ice, and the end result, it's just tiny white pellets. It looks like hail, but unlike hail, you can easily crush them, and just the size of them looks like sleet though. But graupel, unlike other frozen precipitation, it could fall at temperatures of up to 45 degrees. It also breaks easily, something that you don't really see from hail. From Weather 101, I'm Gavin Sandell.